Hola! Today we're in Porto, the second largest city in Portugal after the capital Lisbon. Going by the name Porto, one would suggest, and erroneously so, that this is where the famous port wine originally comes from. Well, it isn't. Portuguese port originates in the north of the country, whereas Porto, the city, prides itself on its football club Porto, much as on its long and eventful history, as well as colourful architecture. On this walk, we're going to explore some of the key sites of downtown Porto. We start our walk in Liberty Square, in the heart of the city. This place is dominated by the monument of King Peter IV, who was inaugurated here in the 19th century. The mounted statue of the king holds the constitution which he had fought fiercely for during his life in the so-called Liberal Wars. Lining Liberty Square are numerous cafes and shops, and the square itself is large enough for a pleasant stroll or a comfortable sit on one of the benches and having a carpe diem moment watching crowds passing by. A short walk from the square down Rua dos Clérigos, or Clergy Road, takes us to the Clergy Church, renowned for its Baroque-style bell tower at the back, which is seen from all over the city and has long become a symbol of Porto. The church was built in the 18th century for the Brotherhood of the Clergy, hence the name. The Clergy bell tower, Torre dos Clérigos, stands over 75 meters tall and is a definite must-visit for those wanting to enjoy a fantastic panorama of Porto. Visitors will have to climb a 6-floor staircase, totaling 225 steps to get the view, but it's well worth it. Another notable church in the historic part of Porto is called Igreja do Carmo. It consists of two parts, the oldest of which dates back to the 1600s. Originally, this was a convent of the Carmelite Catholic order, the history of which is depicted on the tiles seen on the exterior wall. Wedged between the right and the left parts of the building is a narrow section, 1 meter wide, which was originally meant to keep the monks away from the nuns, thus preserving the nuns' chastity and helping the monks keep their celibacy vows. Our next stop is a constellation of 3 historic sites found next to each other near Infante de Henrique Square. One of them is the Stock Exchange Palace. This neoclassical building dates back to the 1800s and was once used as an international stock exchange. Standing nearby is the statue of Infante de Henrique himself, also known as Prince Henry the Navigator, a master seaman who lived in the 14th century and is famous for numerous maritime discoveries and military exploits, which secured significant trade routes for Portugal, seeing the country become a major economic power of that time. Under Henry's rule, Portugal sent expeditions to the Ivory Coast, securing access to the vast reaches of Africa, including gold. In keeping with the prince's legacy, the statue faces towards the ocean and points authoritatively, as if giving orders to his men. A few steps down the road is the Church of St. Francis, built in the 14th century by the Franciscan Catholic order for local merchants. In the 16th century, it was redesigned to the taste of the more affluent class and included addition of the Chapel of St. John the Baptist. Throughout the 18th century, the interior of the church underwent further changes and saw gilt woodwork added to mirror Baroque style. 1 block away, we find a beautiful mansion dating back to the 1300s. Originally, this was known as Casa do Infante and served as the residence of the royal family. It is also said to be the first home of Prince Henry the Navigator. Later on, due to its proximity to the river Douro, the building was converted to a customs house and is now often commonly referred to as Alfândega Velha, or the Old Customs House. Eventually, we make way to the Ribeira district, a focal point of historic Porto, renowned for its medieval feel, somewhat crumbling but still fascinating a place. It culminates in a bustling riverfront, Cais da Ribeira, curbed by the 14th century wall and filled with numerous cafes and restaurants. Dominating the riverfront view is the Louis I Bridge, built in 1886 in honor of the Portuguese king renowned for his vernacular poetry and love of the sea. The arched bridge rises 172 meters above the Douro River, linking the city of Porto to the neighboring Vila Nova de Gaia. Climbing it to the very top will have you thrilled by the astounding views of the city and the river down below. The bridge itself is made entirely of wrought iron and was designed by architect Théophile Zaire, protégé of the famous Gustave Eiffel, author of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. The entire structure stretches 385 meters long and weighs over 3,000 tons. Crossing it to the other side, you'll be welcomed by a bunch of picturesque cafes, luring to sit and savor the surrounding atmosphere. A short walk away from the bridge into the historic centre of Porto, we reach the final point of our journey, the Porto Cathedral. Flanked by two square towers, which make it look like a fortress, this 12th century cathedral is closely associated with the revered Prince Henry the Navigator, who is said to have been baptized here. Originally Gothic, the building underwent numerous reconstructions over the centuries, resulting in a combination of styles: Romanesque, Baroque, Neoclassical, which in turn may represent a certain interest to architecture and history buffs. On this, we're going to wrap up our today's self-guided walk of Porto. A detailed tour map can be found on the GPS My City website and inside the GPS My City mobile app. The actual links are provided in the description area below this video. Feel free to tell us what you think about this presentation. If you want to catch our latest travel videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.